This podcast ever recorded here at Close Space, and we'll be recording with our friends and everyone throughout the day. So still up, you can record your own episode, or we can have a conversation, whatever you want to do. So our next guest, we have Joyce. Hey. I love how you speak about Instagram first. Very happy about that. So I'm going to jump right in because when we were asking Joyce what she was going to record, she said the most interesting topic. So, burnout versus balance. Burnout is real. Tell me about it. Let's talk about balance. So, well, for my business, for the Success Solutions, we focus on helping mompreneurs, especially to beat burnout, create that balance, and live their life. We're all yes to all of that. Yes to it all. So I am happy that before I can even change my mind, I feel like I applied for it in 95. So I'm happy to be here. The topic of burnout is personal to me. And the same thing is oftentimes someone can be dealing with burnout and they don't even know it's burnout. Yeah. Because sometimes we can learn how to cope with things and we suppress it. However, it gets really when it starts manifesting into physical symptoms. So I feel like it's not just a cute topic, it's something that is life and health. Yes. So let's talk about it. I love it. So how do you find that balance of being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being cute all the time, and everything in between? That's a great question. So to find a balance between being a mother and all the many hats that I wear as a mompreneur, it does take having a plan and being structured. I know a lot of women, people in general, like they keep everything in their mind. They internalize everything and say, like, I can remember it. You don't like writing things down, but what we don't realize is that, like, life is real. Yes. And life can get overwhelming real quick. You can have your situation, right, when everything's going perfect, but what happens when life throws your curveball? And if you don't have that structure, you don't have that discipline, you don't have those systems in place, it's going to be so easy to spiral, because your foundation isn't set. So relatable. And a lot of us, we try to force our brain to work harder, right? And we just like, oh, it's going to try harder, push more. And it's like, I need a break. Correct. Especially when we're snapping on kids. Especially when we're having, I know some of my clients deal with like insomnia or difficulty going to sleep, difficulty staying asleep, the difficulty waking up. Yes. So it's having those looking at those warning signs, right? Yeah. Or the triggers. Like something that you typically really get upset by. Now you're mad about it, right? Now you're snapping, now you're yelling, now you're frustrated, now you can't even regulate your emotions, right? You're having a lot of highs and lows. That's a warning sign. So say like, hey, let me pay attention and pause and assess what's going on. Because I say we can't let these jobs and other people be the ones to tell us about ourselves. Because I say jobs give us 90-day evaluation, they give us inward leverage, they try to tell us about our performance, but when do we take the time to do it for ourselves? I love that. That's what that is. No, listen, I say it's who you are and who you are. So God gives us the manual, but then we should be sitting down with ourselves and doing a check-in. Like, how are we doing? What's going well? What is it? And what's next? I love that. So earlier we were talking before we started recording about different topics that often come up. And one that stuck out to me was a challenge. Because when we think about balance and burnout, there's a story there. But tell me about a time when you faced a challenge and kind of how it led you to the story. Okay, so listen, I feel like every time God gives us a mission or gives us a message, we have to be first partakers of the food, right? Yeah. So I remember one time I was, because as an entrepreneur, I do different things, but there's one situation where I had a week with back-to-back clients for like financial plans. And with that, you have to sit down, you have to like ask a lot of questions, you got to go through a presentation. And honey, my 5-year-old's not having that. They never want to let you get work. It went from her flipping over the couch, it went from her just dropping everything on the ground, and then she went to like close the laptop. And I was like, listen, I almost flipped out. I was in the middle of an assessment, and even though I so upset. I was like, okay, well, that's not her character. Yeah. So why is she doing that?
Like this?
And then I had to stop and assess the situation. Like, hey, it's Thursday. I've been, busy during the day, coming home, all evenings till like 8, 9 o'clock, rushing on little evening routine. And then she goes to bed. So instead of me trying to correct the behavior, I'm like, what's behind this? Yes, behind the action. And I had to take accountability to say, okay, am I going to set boundaries and what does she need? Because one thing I feel like we have to do as women too is to constantly evaluate like what are our priorities? Like what's your mission in life? What is the vision that you have and what do you value? Because if I value being a mom, that means that God gave me these kids to, trusted me to raise them and to nurture them. And parenting is not just putting clothes on their back and giving them food to eat, right? It's forming those memories. Yeah. Because oftentimes you can see, when we watch movies and we have conversations, people will say like, my mom did the best of what she could. She got invited, she went to good jobs. Yeah. She was never home. I was with my friends. I was with auntie, and I'm like, that's not a home. I don't want my children calling my mom. Like, so I tell people, if you have a party and he's not around, I'm dropping his off. I'm going to come, drop off the gift, and I'm leaving. This is a package that don't have a baby shower. This is sidebar conversation. Why would you have a baby shower and said babies can't come? Like, so that's a whole topic. That's a whole other topic, a whole other day. But I would say, it has never felt me that every time you get there, they're like, oh my, your kids are just come sit in the bed. So I've never had to physically leave you. But that's my line. I'll walk in and I'll be like, oh, that's adult only. Or I was shopping gift off. Guess what? You get there, they don't start on time. Now I told grandma, I'll be back like, hey, it's 7:20. And they just gave me introduction to start the baby shower. So what am I going to do? The kids coming too. So that the full service of that moment, that day my daughter did that, I started saying, I need structure. Even when it comes to parenting, because oftentimes we'll have these business plans. We have, it looks nice. People will tell us how to get to 6 figures, but how to not. Like how to get a burnout stress. Right. When you sacrifice to get to those 6 figures, is it worth it? And you can do both, but you can plan. Yes. You can plan. I love writing things down. Yes. People don't write things down anymore. We're just like, I was just talking about that so right. A lot of us stop getting things out of our head, and then it's like a physical form of some sort. Exactly. I was just telling someone, I think I did a workshop yesterday morning. I did a workshop Saturday, and I was saying God is not authorized. God doesn't have to repeat himself. So God gives you something, you should be having a dedicated journal to write down the messages that get downloaded, those divine deposits, because God does not have to repeat himself. I love it. And oftentimes we pray to God for answers, but we don't sit still long enough to hear the response. That's a whole message, girl. That's a whole message. Yes. So talk to me about mission, vision, values. So oftentimes we have to break. The beautiful thing is that there's beauty in breaking things down. So when it comes to goals in life, when it comes to like where do you see yourself in the future, it's making sure that things are in alignment. So like my mission is to help 500 mompreneurs balance life and business. That's a mission. Show them that they can do both. So that we really try to go to every job or go back to school. What side hustle can you start with the skills that you already possess? Number one, right? And then my value, my vision for my life is that I'm going to build a life where I don't have to sacrifice precious moments with my kids for business or for anything else. So guess what? I have to revisit those missions, that vision on a regular basis, at least once a month. Yeah. To remind myself, is this aligned with the vision of self-following? Exactly. And then the values, like oftentimes things don't have to make sense for others, right? When it comes to values, I value afternoon naps. Because if it's one thing I'll tell you is that my daughter loves to watch my eyelids. You know how old they should watch them eyelids, honey. And them eyelids finally close, that's when it's up. Mommy, I know it is. So guess what? I would literally take a day off and do nothing, and just so I could get a nap in up to 2:00 in the afternoon. Can we talk about the power that doing nothing? Correct. Good power naps, the sitting still, or just listening to some music, dancing, listening to that's it's amazing. Or just sit in the car. Yes. Listen, I sat out of the car for 2 minutes. I was like, listen, it's my time. Let me And definitely you have to have those values. Another thing that I value is having low fixed expenses. So I remember a time, yes, where I couldn't really take cars every single month. Because I wanted a new car, however, I might have my car paid off. So why not go incur another monthly bill? But I want to share with your guys. I want to ride and see what it feels like to ride the bill. So I was like renting different cars on Toro and side by side. The most cost effective way to do it is most cost effective. And guess what? People are like, well, that's good. Like, why would you rent a car every month? Why would you go $700 car payment? Like, you have your values, I had in mind. So sure, back on paper, you come up better. You could do seriously. It doesn't make sense. And real estate pictures, I would go in the hotel and honey. Yes, I would look on Priceline.com. So, okay, what can I get for my $100 this weekend? And just go sit there and lay over people. Bed, use their shower. Hey, don't just do nothing. Go sit out for just get out of get away, go back home. I love it. And those are the things that you have to have your values and you have to stand on it. And you don't have to explain it to others either. So it's like you have been very intentional about what's a priority for you, correct? And kind of like your internal story behind each priority. Exactly. I love that. And that's what you help moms do, correct? So it's honoring you, doing mom guilt, time management, because it's so easy to get stuck in the day-to-day and like at the end of the week, you just look over and be like, what have I accomplished? Where did my week even go? That's what happens to me. I look and I'm like, oh my God, it's Wednesday. Right. And like an hour ago it was Monday. Right. And like we get writing things down, and sometimes I'll write down a plan and I never go back and look at the plan, but by Friday everything I wrote down by now. Oh, that's a good thing. I love that. It's just writing the things down, and I think sometimes it's like basically training your mind to focus, like in those pockets of time to say, what am I doing something constructive? What should I be doing right now? Yeah. And let things, time wasters like social media and watching TV be the reward instead of what we gravitate to first. I like that. So I would tell myself, okay, like I used to love watching All American, but I would say, hey, I have this blog post to write. I need to reach out to these 3 leads. And once I'm done with those things, then I go watch. I can binge All American. I keep watching things. I love it. Episodes over and over again, but it's that accountability to self. Yes, you owe it to yourself. So earlier we were talking about holistic success that you've had, and just what is holistic success to you. So tell me more about that. How does that contribute to your well-being, your social life, your business? Tie it all together. This is deep, Joy. So, once upon a time, I asked God for some things, and they started to manifest. However, my foundation wasn't set. So, I feel like I was going out into the world and being a public success, but a private mess. Ooh, so I was out there. Let's get past that. Did y'all catch that? Snacks. You see the movie. So and that's the beautiful thing about women, right? You can put on our foundation, put on a little concealer, and put on a lip gloss, or a lipstick, and we get out into the world and we show up. Oh, everything's great. We're smiling, we're happy, but how do you feel when you go home? When the world is quiet, when the lights are off, and it's just you. There's no one to perform you along with your thoughts. Like how do you feel? And I think that incongruency that made me feel like I was always having headaches, couldn't really sleep, and I felt like a fraud. I was like, God, you're giving me these messages, to share, and I'm out here helping others, but like I feel like I'm not helping myself. Right. That I had to switch that mentality from being a victim to victory to say, okay, what can I do in this moment? And what are the lessons that I'm just trying to teach you right now? Because we ask, the funny thing is we ask all the things, but then it's not packaged. They're not pretty packaged with the phones. We'd be like, and we'd be like, it's not what I asked for, but yes it is. Yes it is. It's not going to show up pretty and perfect, right? But it has to be perfected. So I had to say, like, what are the things that I need to do at home when I'm by myself so that I can show up for others without sacrificing me. And that's focusing on my peace, focusing on my purpose, focusing on my passion. I can't give you all the tips because I have to follow the blog. But it's basically like an evaluation of like where are you, to pause, to say, what's robbing you of your peace? Yeah. Are you walking in power? Are you walking in purpose? Like listen, it's so, there's a method to the madness. And it's a lot of moments to break down.
I love it. And you always talk about like accountability partners and just different people that are outside of yourself that are going to help you to follow your mission, follow and accomplish your goals. So for your business, how do you help connect that dot for mompreneurs like myself or people who just we're trying to keep everything spinning and we just need help?
That's a great question. So I'm gonna drop another gem. Oftentimes people get upset and your family and friends don't believe in their dreams and goals, don't believe in their mission. However, I always say that your family and friends are going to keep you safe. Coaches and mentors want you to soar. So do you want to be safe or do you want to soar? So if you want to soar, you have to connect with people that are on the same path as you, that want the same things out of life, people that already have been there and gone through it, that can show you, like, hey, I took 10 steps, you can take 4 or 5. Then you have to get people in alignment that want more out of life. That part. Because it's okay. I say some people you can talk to on a weekly basis, some people on a monthly, others you got to see them on holidays. Don't completely cut them out your life. I have friends that keep me balanced, they keep me grounded. I can just go and have lunch with. But then I can talk about my goals. Right, they're not here for that. It's not in alignment. But that's why you have to have people around you that's going to help you get to that next level. And you got to ask God to bring those people in your life, and you have to be willing and open to receive. So you can't be closed off. Right? I tell people all the time. You can't. If we're fixed our goals, let's close our fist. What can we receive? Nothing. What can we give? Nothing. But if we allow ourselves to release and be open, things are free to come, free to go. Sometimes for seasons, sometimes for reasons, sometimes for lessons, and sometimes for blessings.
I love it.
All about that.
These are all the bangers. I love it.
Listen.
So we talked about your story, your journey, kind of what you do for yourself and how that translates to your business, which I love. Y'all, please make sure y'all follow her on Instagram, everything, the blog, stay connected. We talked about how you deal with your own challenges and how you kind of taken this mission you have, aligned it with your vision, and have created this very supportive world of like mompreneurs who get it and who you're helping to kind of push them through. So what's next? What's next for you?
So God put on my heart, a few months ago to start like an accountability group. So far we meet every Sunday night and we added on a Wednesday check-in. So every Sunday we meet, we talk about what went well for, the last week and then what's to look forward ahead.
Like, how do we get into this? How can somebody join the check-in or the support group?
They can visit myholisticsuccess.com and also use Joyce Poliard on Instagram and ask for more details. All right, they can download the time audit tips. That's the first thing, because that's one thing a lot of people say is that I don't have enough time, there's not enough hours in the day, but there's enough time, we don't have enough discipline. So the first step is, taking the time audit, which is found on the website. I like it. And kind of seeing like, what does your schedule look like now? Where can you find more time? And what do you have to eliminate that's not working?
Okay. All right. So we're about to wrap up. Before we do, I want to give you that chance to kind of put everything into a sentence or two. Whatever you want us to know, you want to describe your business, call to action for us to support you. Tell it to us. Give us 1 or 2 sentences.
All right, awesome. So, in order for you to be the version of yourself that achieves your goals, you're going to have to build yourself while you build a business, while you build your career, while you build this beautiful life for your family. It all starts with self. Self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-improvement, and holistic success.
Beautiful.
So thank you so much for having me. This was a wonderful conversation. Stay tuned to the book. All of these years I'm going to be in the Burnout to Balance book, helping mompreneurs make it all happen.
I love it.
I'm
So glad that you came by. It's our first time meeting in real life, and I love it.
Thank you. That's so much.
This is not so much, but definitely not for them to come back.
And co-work.
Yes, there'll be customers in your place. Yeah. So definitely, guys, stay tuned. Like I said, today is the longest podcast. We'll be jumping in and out all day. You can see all of our replays on our YouTube, so make sure you follow us on YouTube. You can look through the link on our website, it will take you there, or just find it right there, whatever. But stay tuned, you can watch all of these interviews with people like Joyce, with everyone else that comes by today. And if you're going to come by, we'll be here until the last person to arrive. So come on, it'll be a good day. Yay! Thank you so much. Bye guys, we'll see you soon. Ta-ta!